In the silence of New York's old arenas, the name of a forgotten champion echoes, a man who, for only 46 days, carried the weight of a world title in his fists. Dave Sullivan, the Irishman who crossed the Atlantic seeking a better life, only to find fleeting glory and enduring pain inside the ring. His story is not of absolute dominance, but of resistance, of someone who dared to challenge the giants of his era, even when fate seemed to mock him. This is the story of Dave Sullivan. Dave Sullivan was born in 1877 in Knocknan of County Cork, Ireland. He grew up among green hills and a people accustomed to surviving more by willpower than by the bounty of the land. As a boy, he witnessed his family join the wave of immigrants crossing the Atlantic, driven by hunger and hope. In Boston, where he arrived still young, the streets were narrow, crowded with workers, smoky bars, and daily struggles for every penny. It was a world where Irish immigrants had to constantly prove their worth. In this harsh environment, boxing became a refuge. For Dave, it was more than a fight. It was a way to declare his existence, to resist, to ensure his name would not fade into obscurity. In 1894 in Boston, Dave Sullivan began showing the world his fists. Still a teenager, he knocked out Barty McGreal in 2 rounds, and from that moment on, he was seen as a rising star among Irish immigrants. His early fights were wild and raw. He wasn't the most technical, but he absorbed punishment that would have floored bigger men. His bouts against Austin Rice proved this. Smaller and lighter, Dave would fall, rise, and charge forward again, fearless. This spirit opened bigger doors. In 1897, he faced British boxer Pedlar Palmer in London for the world bantamweight crown. He lost but earned respect. Back in America, he accumulated victories until in September 1898, he earned his golden chance to challenge the world featherweight champion Solly Smith in Brooklyn. On the night of September 26, 1898, luck seemed to favor Dave Sullivan. Before thousands in Brooklyn, the improbable occurred. Solly Smith broke his arm in the 2nd round. Unable to continue, he handed the title to Sullivan. It was the peak of a life of sacrifices, but also the beginning of a cruel descent. Less than 2 months later, Sullivan defended the title against the legendary George Dixon at the Lenox Club in New York City. 8,000 spectators filled the arena, eyes fixed on every blow. For 9 rounds, Sullivan resisted, trying to match Dixon's relentless technique, but the Canadian's superiority was clear. In the 10th round, his brother entered the ring to speak with the referee, disrupting the rhythm and causing a disqualification. The title slipped from his hands like fine sand. What followed was a series of painful defeats. Oscar Gardner knocked him out in the 17th round. Terry McGovern overwhelmed his defense after 15 brutal rounds. Young Corbett II sent him to the canvas repeatedly, making clear that his body, once resilient and tireless, was beginning to give way under the years and the ferocity of his opponents. Each fall in the ring was a reminder of glory's fleeting nature and the price of holding a championship for so little time. Even after successive defeats, Dave Sullivan did not vanish from the ring. He continued fighting great names like Kid Broad and Oscar Gardner, proving he still possessed courage and skill, even when his body no longer responded as it once had. Each late victory, each hard-fought bout, was a small personal redemption, a reminder that his spirit remained unbroken. Sullivan also revealed another form of heroism outside the ring. In 1902, he confronted an armed assailant in New York with a few precise blows, controlling the situation without resorting to excessive violence. After retiring in 1905, he became a referee in boxing clubs, guiding young fighters and passing on the experience of years of battle. His legacy is not measured only in wins and losses, but in the memory of a man who faced giants, endured injustice, and never surrendered his dignity. Dave Sullivan became a symbol of Irish-American resilience and the unbreakable spirit of classic boxing. The ring is silent today. The stands of Brooklyn and New York have vanished, but Dave Sullivan's echo remains. A champion for only 46 days, yet eternal in the hearts of those who understand boxing as struggle and resistance. Throughout his journey, every absorbed punch, every fall, every belated victory painted the portrait of a man who never fully bowed to fate. Closing our eyes, we can almost hear the crowd, the shouts and applause, and feel the weight of a title that slipped through his fingers. Dave Sullivan died in 1929, but for those who know his story, he never truly fell. His life reminds us that glory is fleeting, but courage endures forever.